Hi friends, it's Joan at 10 Pentacles Tarot, and today I'm going to review for you the Goblin Market Tarot. Now, a few days ago, I made a video about my haul from Half Price Books, and this was one of the decks I got, and this was a regularly priced at $29.95 in the US, $22.99 in the UK, and $31.95 in Canada. And it was $14.99 at the Half Price bookstore. Now, if you looked at that video about my haul, you'll know that something really strange happened that night. And my friend who reads energy, who I completely trust in this area, energetically scanned all my decks that I got because weird things happened in my house that night. I mean, like unexplainable things, which you can find out about in that video. And this was the deck that had, the only deck that had a super low energy to it. And and her reading said that there was an entity attached to it. Now, I had already cleared my space with Palo Santo, and as soon as she told me that, I cleansed this deck. I ran every card individually through the Palo Santo smoke, did the whole deck, the box, the guidebook, the whole deal, my whole house again. And after that, my energy read fine. My energy was high and normal. So, to me, that was just a message that we need to be careful with what we bring into our homes, and we need to cleanse everything because there can be attachments to objects that we bring into our home that we don't necessarily want in our home. And the energy of fairy, fairy people, including goblins, can be a trickster energy. And some of you are thinking, oh, right. But let me tell you what, this really happened to me. So I'm going to respect that. And I'm going to, keep a very open mind about it. All right, so let's look at this deck. This is the Goblin Market Tarot by John Matthews and Charles Newington. This is what the side of the box looks like. The end, the other side, and the other end. And the back says, enter a magical world, the world of Christina Rossetti's 1862 poem, Goblin Market. Inhabited by fairies and goblins, it's an enchanted landscape of ruined towers and tangled woods, of fallen trees and bones threaded with roses and vines. This beautiful deck by world-famous tarot creator John Matthews and renowned artist Charles Newington is a tarot of wit and wickedness, of wonder and truth, uncompromising in its portrayal of fairy as it really is. Prepare to be enspelled and to discover the answers to all your questions and dilemmas. Okay, and this is by Watkins Publishing, and I will tell you the publication date in just a minute. So look how thick that box is. This is a heavy cardboard top and bottom. The inside of the box is white. The guidebook is a softcover matte finish book. Let's take a look at it. So Watkins Publishing again. Let me see if I can find the publication date. I'm not sure what it is. It's a 2021 deck, so it's just a couple years old. So we have table of contents, introduction, welcome to the world of fairy, the Goblin Market poem, the author of the poem, Christina Rossetti, the Goblin Market deck and artwork, and it says a special symbol to watch out for. That's familiar to me. Okay, it says you may notice a symbol that appears throughout all the cards. There it is. Sometimes small, sometimes large, sometimes just one, sometimes multiple, that of a small spiral with a downward bisecting line. This is an ancient image particularly associated with the she, which is Sidhe, the fairy people of Ireland, and signifying a gateway into their world. It became central to my 2004 book, The She, Wisdom from the Celtic Otherworld, and has since threaded through many of my other works. And I'm assuming this is John Matthews talking. So look out for this symbol as you use the deck and see if it adds to your experience of working with the Goblin Market Tarot. Then we have part 1, getting to know the Goblin Market Tarot. It's gives the names of the cards as they apply to the traditional card names. For example, the Fool, the Fairy Wanderer is the Fool, the Cunning Man is the Magician, the Enchantress is the High Priestess, the Fairy Queen and King are the Empress and Emperor, the Fairy Wise Man is the Hierophant, the Fairy Lovers are the Lovers, and so on. It tells you all the different names. It says some of the Goblin Market card names will be unfamiliar. Some derive from characters who appear in the Goblin Market poem, and some from the larger world of fairy. Okay. It says, and then each card, Major Arcana card, has a small picture of the image on the card, the number and name of the card, and then a description of the card and meaning. And then there's a little section here in gray called Goblin Whispers, which gives key words and phrases for right side up and upside down, or upside and downside. And the same for each of the Major Arcana cards. It gets about 2 pages per card. And so that's all the way through. And then we start with the Minor Arcana. And it talks about the suit of platters is pentacles, the suit of crowns is swords, the suit of cups is cups, the suit of wands is wands. And then they give you an associated fruit with each one. Okay, so pentacles, the fruit is pear, swords, the fruit is apple, cups, this fruit is strawberries, and wands, the fruit is blackberries. That's interesting. And then it goes to the suit of platters. Okay, so it gives you the associated Goblin Market fruit, the associated element, Goblin Whispers, which is keywords. So for pentacles, it would be finances, riches, success, caution, focus, and groundedness. And then it talks about the suit in general. And then we have each card, the ace, 2, and so on. And each of the cards of the Minor Arcana gets 1 page. Again, we have a small picture of the image on the card, and then Goblin Whispers, which are the upside and downside meanings. And it goes through each of the suits like that. And then in the back, we have working with the Goblin Market Tarot. If you like this, let me know, and we'll do some of these spreads. Introduction, the Goblin Market Stall spread. That's an 11-card, a 12-card spread. There is a sample Goblin Market Stall reading, the 4 fruits spread. And there's a sample of that, an example, which is nice. The Goblin Market Exchange spread. That looks like a 2-card spread. The counting out the cards. Another way of doing a reading with the Goblin Market deck is called counting out. 2 options. The Sisters spread. There's 2 extra cards in this deck. The one who stayed behind and the one who went into fairy. So that's interesting. So this is an 80-card deck. And then the poem that inspired the deck, Goblin Market by Christina Rossetti, or Rossetti, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. This is a long poem. Wow. I'm excited to read that. I haven't read it yet. Wowie kazoo, it really is long. Huh. Very nice. And then resources and further reading, the Goblin Market album. There's Goblin Market music, and then acknowledgments. All right, so just a little few lines of the poem goes like this. Morning and evening, maids heard the goblins cry, come buy our orchard fruits, come buy, come buy. Apples and quinces, lemons and oranges, plump unpecked cherries, melons and raspberries, bloom down cheap peaches, swart-headed mulberries, wild free-born cranberries, crab apples, dewberries, pineapples, blackberries, apricots, strawberries, all ripe together in summer weather. Morns that pass by, fair eves that fly, come by, come by. And then it continues on. All right, very cool. It talks about the two sisters, one that went into fairy and one that stayed behind. All right, so let's look at the cards. And again, the inside of the bottom of the box is white. So the cards are glossy finish, which is interesting. The guidebook is matte finish. This is what the backs look like. Again, with artwork by Charles Newington, and the fronts are, of course, also glossy. Look how thick this is. Okay, that is a thick deck, and it's because the cards are heavy cardstock. Very nice quality. But I can tell right now I'm not going to be able to do the Vegas shuffle on these. Okay? All right, so let's take a look. So on the major arcana, there's one of the fruits in each corner for each of the suits. There's a ribbon at the bottom with the number and name of the card, and then there's an image within a wreath of the actual, and this is the image that shows in the guidebook for each card, which is whatever is within this wreath. Okay, so we have 0, the fairy wanderer. 1, the cunning man, or the magician. 2, the enchantress, which is the high priestess. 3, the fairy queen, the empress. 4, the fairy king. 5, the fairy wise man. 6, the fairy lovers. 7, the fairy wagon. 8, the fairy switch. 9, the lone fairy. 10, fortune's rule. 11, the secret way. 12, the upside downer. 13, the dark one. 14, the fairy dreamer. 15, the fairy trickster. And we'll do a one-card reading at the end so you can see how the guidebook's written. 16, the fallen tree. 17, the starry roof. 18, the moonlit spell. 19, the sunroom. 20, the queen's favor. 21, the fairy realm. Okay, then we start with the suit of wands. So we have, and these look like blackberries. Okay, so Ace of Wands, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands. Porter, now instead of the page we have the Porter of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Lady of Wands would be the Queen, and the Lord of Wands would be the King. Now I'm not seeing, at this point, I'm not seeing a relation between these pictures and the typical Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. We'll keep looking and see if anything shows up. We have the Ace of Cups, and there's strawberries in the corner of these. 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 6 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups, Porter of Cups, Knight of Cups, Lady of Cups, and Lord of Cups. Then we have the suit of crowns with the apples in the corner. Ace of Crowns, 2 of Crowns, 3 of Crowns. And honestly, I'm really not seeing any relation between most of these or any of them, and the Rider-Waite-Smith images. So this is its own thing. Okay, 4 of crowns, 5 of crowns, 6 of crowns, 7 of crowns, 8 of crowns, 9 of crowns, 10 of crowns, Porter of crowns, Knight of crowns, Lady of crowns, and Lord of crowns. And then we have the suit of platters, which would be equal to pentacles. We have pairs in the corner of these cards. Ace of platters, 2 of platters, 3 of platters, 4 of platters, 5 of platters, 6 of platters, 7 of platters, 8 of platters, 9 of platters, 10 of platters, Porter of platters, Knight of platters, Lady of platters, and Lord of platters. And then our 2 extra cards, the one who went into fairy, these are the 2 sisters, and the one who stayed behind. All right, so let's see how these shuffle. This again is a thick deck. There is no way on this green earth that I can do the riffle shuffle with these cards. But they don't seem to be sticking together at all. They seem to be really slidey and good, and they're not bendy yet because this again is a new deck. And the funny part about having it to be cleansed twice is that this was wrapped in shrink wrap when I got it. It was not ever used as far as I know. So who knows where objects pick up energies. They could pick up from anywhere. They could pick it up from the manufacturer. They could pick it up from the store. They could pick it up from a person that handled it, the box. Who knows? There's Kitty barking. All right, let's see. Let's do a 1-card reading. Okay. Spirit, what message do we need to hear from this deck today? Hold on. Kitty, good boy. He's probably hearing the dogs in the back. They're probably outside playing. All right. Hopefully he's not disturbing you too badly. Okay, Spirit, what message do we need to hear from this deck today? What message? Okay, well, there's several. Can we have one, please? One message? All right. Got several again. Spirit, can we have one message for the viewer today? There it is. Wow, that was no contest on that one. All right, so let's set this up a little higher so you can see what it is. That's good and high, isn't it? All right, so the card, which I put it upside down, is card 15, the Fairy Trickster. Oh, and that might be appropriate, and it was reversed. So let's see what the Fairy Trickster says, number 15. And that's a Major Arcana card, which of course is equivalent to the Devil. And we were just talking about trickster energy, so let's see what it says. Okay, the tricksters are one of the oldest archetypes found in myth and folklore, a being that exists to tease and cause us outrage, and that represents the opposite of the balance created by the dreamer, which is card 14. The trickster is associated with devils and demons, the devil being the trickster's traditional tarot depiction. But here we're dealing with a fairy trickster, one of the most encountered beings in the otherworldly realms. He leads strangers astray in the marshland, causing them to fall into the mire. This is the beautiful seeming fairy who turns at the last moment into a wolf, its true shape disguised by the power of the trickster hiding. Recently, the trickster has become identified with the Greek god Pan, spirit of nature and abandonment, and is often deemed a positive influence rather than an evil one. Despite this, the essential meaning has not changed. The trickster brings connotations of self-aggrandizement or if we think in terms of magic, as a magician whose aim is only to raise power for himself rather than to help others. The central meaning of the fairy trickster revolves around deceit, lies, and trickery. The card represents trickster traits being present either in the reader or in someone close to them. So look to yourself. Are you harboring any trickster qualities? Is someone you know harboring any trickster qualities? If it represents you, it indicates that you like to break the rules and act selfishly to fulfill your own desires, irrespective of how it affects others. Essentially, it is about fear, excessive self-love, and the inability to relate to anyone else. Some feel they're too perfect to find anyone who can reach their high standards. Others are afraid to acknowledge that anything or anyone matters beyond their own personality. In a more extreme form, this can translate as the feeling that everyone is out to get them. It is too easy to become trapped in this narrow self-delusion, which will sooner or later lead to the poisoning of life itself. This card suggests a harsh journey that allows individuals to see themselves as they really are. On the downside, this card has a more positive connotation, suggesting a real effort to free oneself from enslavement to the tricksterish ego. Okay, and we got it upside down, reversed, so that's a good thing, right? So let's see. So if we'd gotten it upright, the keywords are self-aggrandizement, deceit, power, passion, lack of compassion, unprincipled behavior, malevolence, and self-destruction. And since we got it upside down, the downside meanings for us today are release from slavery, optimism, concern for others, awakening to the value of the self, and virtue. So this is a really good card, guys. Again, our reverse meanings, which we got today, are release from slavery, optimism, concern for others, awakening to the value of the self, and virtue. And on that note, I would like to say, you are valuable. You are valuable to me. You're valuable to many other people. Please don't ever, ever doubt that. You're a valuable part of this world, and you're very, very much needed here, or you wouldn't be here. All right, friends, that is my review of the Goblin Market Tarot by John Matthews and Charles Newington, published in, when did I say? Published in 2021 by Watkins Publishing. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not done so. It's completely free for you, and it helps me out a whole lot. I am really excited to eventually reach 1,000 subscribers, and I can only do it with your help. So if you've already subscribed and you like the channel, please recommend it to some friends. Perhaps they would like it as well. I want to thank you for being with me today. I appreciate you so much, more than you'll ever know. I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever it is where you are. And I hope to see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.